What is up, everybody? It is Austin with the Magic of Mayhem. Can you hear that? Do you hear that? It sounds like war drums and a battle is about to take place, and we are right in the midst of it. Do you know what I'm talking about right now? I don't think you understand what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is Universal versus Disney. The biggest battle of our lifetime is about to begin, and I hope you guys are locked in and can see it unraveling in front of our very eyes. Disney versus Universal. How much more exciting can it get? Disney has been the GOAT for the longest time, but now Universal has stepped their game up, and I hope we're all excited about it because I'm excited about it, and you guys know what I'm talking about. It's all about Epic Universe at Disney, at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. Epic Universe. Content creators already got their little preview day, and it was pure rave, positive reviews, and all the craziness happening. But before I get into that, let's check out, hey, those on YouTube, check this out. It's a Magic of Mayhem shirt. Yeah, you could get that. You could get that right now. Just check, if you're on Instagram and you're hearing this, or you're on Spotify and you're hearing this, go to my Instagram right now. It's TMO_Mayhem. If you're on YouTube right now, just go in the description below. I'll post the link for the merch. We're rocking some Magic of Mayhem merch. You could get a shirt. You can get a hat. You can get a sticker. That's what we're rocking with right now, and we're going to build on that. Whether we're going to, I don't know, have some future collabs, have some, I don't know, future cool stuff other than like the simple Magic of Mayhem, it's your chance to get your own copy of the Magic of Mayhem t-shirt and rock that wherever you are. I would appreciate if you bought that. That would be like ultimate, you know, like you're like, hey, I kind of like Austin. I'm going to support him. So thank you. I would appreciate that. If you're following along, if you're with the podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, thank you. Thank you for the love and the support I've received over the last couple episodes. We are now at episode 12. We are just building and moving and rocking like the battle of Universal versus Disney. Can you believe that is literally happening in our lifetime? I'm unbelievably excited about it. It's exactly what Disney needed to step up. So let's just do kind of like a brief history of like what has elevated step by step to get us to this point that we are at, right? I just love it. Like the war drums are banging. Now, what is that? What makes the war drum bang? Money. Honestly, it's money. It's something that myself, I cannot fathom the amount of money that is being poured into Disney, that is being incredibly poured into Universal Studios right now, Orlando, to make Epic Universe. It is just it's insane right now. So let's just take a quick step back here. So how I kind of got my little tidbits and visuals of learning about Epic Universe from the content creator side. Watch Paging Mr. Morrow. He was actually my first video that I watched, and he grew on me as a person. I thought he was amazing. Towards the end of his stuff, I could tell his excitement was just on another level about that he was, one, there at Epic Universe, and two, he got to experience these things that like us normal people didn't get to do. Theme Park Steve got to watch his walkthrough through it. Obviously, Tim Tracker, a big Tim Tracker fan. We watched it actually today. Today is April 11th, so got to watch Tim Tracker kind of do his tour through the whole thing. And then Theme Park Insider, those four YouTubes were kind of where I got my basis for my own opinion of what Epic Universe is, and built on that, just kind of how that went. But this battle between Universal and Disney has just elevated to the next level, and I think this is more of a thank you and an homage to Universal for stepping up your game, your immersive game. Disney was the king, is the GOAT of universe, is the GOAT of that immersiveness, right? They stepped it up. I would say, personally, the lands that made them go next tier, you got to start with Cars Land. I think Cars Land was one of the first, just off my opinion, the first kind of areas that was like, whoa, I'm in the Cars movie right now. I'm in the Cars series. I'm in the Cars franchise. I'm here. It is the first time that Disney was like, let's take you to that movie. You want to be with Lightning McQueen? You can meet him at the Cozy Cone. Oh, would you like to go by Ramones and buy some new gear? Oh, would you like to go by the Sarge's Hut and be able to check out some merch there? Oh, would you like to go eat at Flo's V8 Cafe? Holy moly, you are immediately in Cars, the movie. Just off that alone. Is that not the coolest thing ever? The coolest thing ever. And you're taken immediately on Route 66. And you know, like, life could be a dream, baby. And the fact that they play that when the sun's setting and you're just enjoying your night in DCA and Life Could Be a Dream comes on, and immediately you are taken to that moment in the movie when Lightning McQueen paved 3/4 of the road, made it perfect, and how Sally and the gang just felt like their world was perfect for a few moments, right? That their world mattered, that someone put the time and effort into their road to just show that they matter, right? I know I'm getting a little emotional because it's true. Cars Land nails that. You're in that park. You're in their town. You ride Radiator Springs Racers and you are in Radiator Springs. Like, you can't, like, how cool. And you're a car. You're physically a car. You ride through and you get to see the waterfall and listen to the music, and then you drive through, you go tractor tipping with Mater. How cool is that? And then you drive through another virtual Cars Land in the ride, and then Doc Hudson comes on the radio. Like, for those, so for me, I was a professional race car driver for 3 years, but like, something was always cool to me when someone could jump on the radio and it's in my ear as I'm getting ready to race or I'm racing, and they talk to you. To them simulate that when Doc's up on the jack stands, or whatever you want to call that. I would say jack stand, but it's like a hydraulic stand. Anyway, he's up and he's looking at you as you enter, getting ready to race. Come on, rookie. Right? That, but it sounds like it's in your ear like a radio. The coolest thing. And then you race. And then Lightning and Mater are at the end. That is the coolest stuff. Like, they nailed that park. Like, so much so that people are like, Cars Land is legit. It is one of my favorite reasons to go to DCA. I mean, Yellow Cups. Shout out to Yellow Cup Social Club, Brandon, my homie right there. Maybe something's coming. We'll see. I don't want to give anything away, but maybe if you're listening and paying attention, you might know something a little bit ahead of everyone else. But I'm not going to ruin that, and I'm not going to tell you anything other than that. But Yellow Cups in DCA. Come on. You want to have an adult beverage? Yes. Speaking of adult beverage, I'm going to do this while we're talking. Oh, if you're listening, you just heard that a beer was opened. And, you know, normally I'm a Modelo Mexican beer guy because I'm half Mexican. Today we're riding some Silver Bullets. A good old Coors Light. Cheers to everyone. While I'm going to talk and drink at the same time, let's see if we can do this. Wow, I sucked at doing that. I totally failed. So everyone on podcast was like, what just happened? And everyone on YouTube's like, wow, you just completely failed that. But that's okay. But Cars Land, that's what set it apart. That's what started the immersiveness of a land. And then we got spoiled again. Disney was like, we're on to something with this immersiveness. We're on to something. So let's build Black Spire Outpost. But not just in Disney World. No. No. What about Disneyland? What if we just built it in the back side of the park? What if past Critter Country? Huh? What if we built it in both parks? Black Spire Outpost? I think that'd be okay. I think that would be okay. And that just kicked it to the next level. Not only was it its own land, It's its own standalone land. But all Disney fans, all Star Wars fans, like myself, now are immersed in an entire new land built by Disney. And as Lou Mongello, my favorite, has called it, it's its own IP. Is that right? I hope I'm saying that right. It's its own standalone thing. There's no Black Spire Outpost. I'm sorry. Forgive me, any nerds out there that are listening and they're like, wait a second, Austin, you're wrong. So this is just from my opinion. I could be wrong and you're going to love me or hate me. So that's okay. But as far as I know, there's no Black Spire Outpost in anything comics, as anything movies, nothing, right? But it's its own standalone thing in the Star Wars universe that we get to experience on a first basis. That a movie, that a magazine, that nothing happens, right? It doesn't exist. And we get to experience it. And not only that, let's build a cantina where you can get alcoholic beverages. Let's go build droids. Let's go into Savi's workshop. Let's go build lightsabers. Let's go buy some merch. But not only that, let's let Kylo Ren, stormtroopers, Rey, Mando, and because it's Season of the Force, Luke Skywalker walk around and interact with you as if you are part of the world. Holy bologna sandwiches with, I don't know, whipped cream. That makes no sense, but that's okay. But you get to experience that, right? You are in Black Spire Outpost. It is my absolute favorite land. I've talked about it multiple times, that Black Spire Outpost is the best land in anything Disney. I'm sorry, it's anything Disney, because it really is. It's immersive. I just talked about characters. Let's talk about characters that are not human. You got R2-D2 rolling around sometimes. But not just that. Let's just build the Millennium Falcon as a standalone attraction that you just want to take pictures with, or you want to be on your Play Disney app and make it like shoot out some smoke or like power up. Oh, how about Kylo Ren's Star Cruiser over there? Let's just go fire that bad boy up while we're playing on our Play Disney app. Oh, is that not cool enough for you? How about instead of that, let's be part of a 6-man crew and fly the Millennium Falcon? What? Like 10-year-old, 15-year-old Austin could not believe this 10 years from that. I would say, yeah, Black Spire Outpost was probably in 2020, 2019, 2020. Yeah, that's right. 2020 or 2019 is when it opened at Walt Disney World. By the way, it broke down on me, and we were so disappointed, and we were so sick with COVID in January 2020 that I didn't even get to experience. I got to the interrogation room, and then we were so sick, like we couldn't even make it after it shut down. They told us to come back, and we were so miserable that I couldn't even get back. What a crappy trip that was. Okay, Kobe Bryant died on that trip. There was a lot of not good. We were so sick. But side note. But anyways, back to what I was saying. You got to fly the Millennium Falcon, and then they have hands down the best ride ever created, Rise of the Resistance. You are a rebel spy, kind of. They're trying to get you out of the possession of the new order. Kylo Ren is trying to interrogate you. Like, how awesome of a ride. You've got all the characters trying to like save you, but it's not just one part of the ride. You go through queues that you don't even know is a queue. You're inside of the Star Cruiser that gets in the tractor beam. You walk out and there's all the stormtroopers. Then you get into the interrogation room, and then you get rescued and jump on the actual ride. And it's all immersive the entire time. I'm talking as if this is your first time ever hearing about the Rise of the Resistance, and I know it's not, because it's just so amazing of a ride. It really is. So Disney probably laughed when Universal was like, Super Mario World, guys, we're competing now. They're like, yeah, okay, Super Mario World, cool. You're going to hit a niche. I would say, hey, as far as me, that's hitting my niche. I love Mario. My wife and I play Mario Party all the time, especially Mario Party Jamboree. We just recently played that with our nephews and had a blast. It's such a fun party game. Mario's been a part of my life since I was a little kid. Super Nintendo. I have an original Game Boy still. It's just Nintendo in itself has been part of our lives for a long time. So Disney was like, yeah, go ahead. Have Super Nintendo World. That's cool. You're hitting your niche. You're hitting your people. That's cool. Oh, it's not Pokemon or anything like that. Although, I mean, Universal, what are you doing? Why aren't you not doing a Pokemon World? Could you imagine that? If you made a Pokemon World? What are you thinking, Universal? Okay, just kidding. Side note, that's all thing. I did go to Super Mario World on 310. Which of you know what 310 is? It's MAR, March 10, which spells out Mario. I've been there. Went to Super Mario World on March 10th. And my wife and I were soaked, and it was the funnest trip we ever had to Universal, and I would love to do a super soaked Universal trip again. But anyways, Disney was like, yeah, go ahead. You can have Super Mario World. No big deal. You're not competing with us. That's just a little kid world. It's nothing. And then Epic Universe got announced. While Disney was failing with Galactic Star Cruiser, they were trying to make an immersive hotel stay where you were not just staying at a hotel, but you were staying in an experience. And they were like, thinking this was it. And I agree. Galactic Star Cruiser was going to be something legit, but the price tag wasn't worth it to people. And I think people would be okay with a themed hotel without all the extra stuff. I think a galactic hotel, regardless of you taking a cruise ship, as they would put it, I think a regular galactic hotel where you walk in and it's all themed doesn't mean that the people have to be full in character, but you get into a hotel room and it's like you're on the Death Star. I think that'd be cool. I'm just saying, it didn't have to be full themed, but you go down to the bar and it's the Death Star bar. It's the Sith Lord bar. Like that would be sick. It didn't have to be full themed. Even the people don't have to be full themed. It's okay. Maybe they do something that's part of the theming. Look at the Trader Sam's is my ultimate comparison for a bar. They're regular people. They're dressed to the thing, but they're still regular people. But then the lava explodes. They start shooting water at people, ringing bells. They're doing all kinds of stuff and acting to the part of what's happening at that moment. But they're not acting as a character the whole time. And that's totally okay. We are okay as a fan to not be fully plugged into having to interact with a character. It's exhausting probably to be involved with a character the whole time. That's cool and all. I promise you. I'm sure kids loved it, but it's exhausting. You don't want to be full. I mean, yes, I'm sure there's people out there, and maybe I am, but I just don't know because I wasn't part of it, that you want to be in full character the whole time and be interacting with the character 24/7. But as an adult, that's probably exhausting. I've got a kid. I've got a 1-year-old. I want to go to bed, bro. You can save your galactic trader, space points, all that, midichlorians talk later. I just want to go to bed, and my 1-year-old son is already shut down, so you don't have to put on the whole act for me. But it's true. That's exhausting. That's really hard to do. And I think that's why Galactic Star Cruiser failed. You shouldn't have to pay for that. You should just made a hotel, and it would have been cool. And even people are like, oh, have a great day, family. Enjoy your day in Star Wars and Black Spire Outpost, and you walk out the hotel doors and you're in the Black Spire Outpost. That would have been fine. I don't think that the issue was that. I don't think the issue was location. I don't think the issue was anything. I think it was just, it's hard. It's 24/7. And you could have just made a regular hotel with regular people, but themed it, and it would have been sick. But Universal Orlando came out with Epic Universe as a combatant to Disney and said, you know what? You think you're the only one with great movies? You think you're the only one with creative people, let's show you what we can do. I'm going to take a drink real quick. An epic universe was born. Now, we're about a month and 10 days. What is it, May 22nd? From them opening. We're April 11th. And they were geniuses for being like, hey, content creators, why don't you come check out our park? Come hang out. Come take notes. Come check out some of the stuff we'll give you a preview of. And social media blew up. So much to the point that even I was like, maybe I need to do a podcast episode on Epic Universe. And here we are. I'm just maybe a week late, but there's no timeline for stuff like this. If you want to listen to me break it down, then that's why you're here. If you didn't want to listen to me breaking it down, then you've already looked it up. And if anything, I'm giving you an overview that you either already know or you don't know. And you're okay with that because you're still listening. You're 20 minutes in. But let's just break it down, okay? And I'll tell you what I'm excited for. I'm just excited for the whole thing, honestly. They came out swinging. That's the easiest way to put it. They came out swinging. First of the 5 lands. Actually, here's the 5 lands just for those that maybe are just listening to me because they love me and they don't know anything about this. And that's what I hope. But here we go. 5 lands. You have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Ugh. Those 2 words, Harry Potter, already got me excited. Super Nintendo World, which we all love and know. How to Train Your Dragon, which is the Isle of Berk. Dark Universe, and Celestial Park. So let's just break down kind of the all 5 based off what I've watched between watching Paging Mr. Morrow, Theme Park Steve, Tim Tracker, and Theme Park Insider. These are going to be my opinions for each land and what I think is cool, what I don't think is cool, which it's not a lot. It's more like what I think is cool and what I'm excited more to see. Because on the content creator day or the days, they didn't give you a lot. You especially visually didn't get to see any rides, except for maybe like from the outside. Like, this is kind of what it looks like. They didn't show you any of the animatronics except for the Frankenstein one. And they were very hush-hush about things. They did give some food previews. They did give you some outside previews. But they didn't allow content creators to post anything as far as rides, shows, or anything. So they left, you know what? They took from their movie Jaws, Donna, right? Donna, you never saw the shark until the very end or towards the end of the movie. They left it to your imagination to figure out what that thing looks like. So let's start. 5 lands. We know what it is. Super Nintendo World, we're all familiar with at that point, right? The Mario side, all super cool, normal thing. But the Donkey Kong Country looks amazing. As someone that has played, Mario and Super Nintendo and Nintendo games my entire life, Donkey Kong Country is straight out of Donkey Kong. And they are even adding onto that with the new Switch 2 release and Donkey Kong getting his own standalone game again, but now it's like an open world Donkey Kong. Like, how freaking cool is that, right? So freaking cool. And now, like, he gets his own land. And based off looking at Japan and how, I think it was Japan. Correct me if I'm wrong. You could tell me you suck, Austin. You're getting this wrong. Japan having Donkey Kong Country already. Them building it in Epic Universe in Orlando. Sick. Thank you for bringing it to the United States. That's going to be epic. So cool. Donkey Kong is such a great character in itself. He's amazing. Even Diddy Kong. Love Diddy Kong too. But they have the Minecart Madness as a roller coaster ride in Donkey Kong Country. Now, I didn't really dig deep on Donkey Kong or Super Nintendo World because it's kind of like basic already what we know. You got the Toad Cafe. You got the go-kart racing world. Wow. Forgive me. The go-kart racing world, like 4D kind of like ride, which is normal. You have your power band that you can go around and hit your blocks and get coins and unlock stuff that way. Merch always for Super Nintendo is sick. I have a Boo shirt that is in Japanese and is one of my favorite like shirts ever. I love Boo the Ghost. He's one of the best. Mario, Luigi. I'm low-key more of a fan of Luigi because he gets no love compared to Mario. So shout out to Luigi, even though Luigi Mansion, Haunted Mansion, all that. Good times. But yeah, so Nintendo side, I didn't do much research because we kind of already know what that looks like. The Isle of Berk from How to Train Your Dragon. How cool. I don't think I understood how good they can make that expand from How to Train Your Dragon. Now, it's been a minute since I've watched those movies, and now, if anything, it makes me want to dig in, especially since I have a son now, on How to Train Your Dragon and make that way cooler and dig into it and watch those movies. As he gets older, it's hard to watch things as a 1-year-old attention span. So we're not there yet as far as like watching a full movie. Like he will, but nothing like 2 hours long. So we're not there just quite yet. But so at one point we will get back to How to Train Your Dragon. You got Hiccup's wing gliders, which looks ultimately fast and twisty. It looks like a fun roller coaster, especially the one where it kind of like shoots like you're going towards the water and then dives in as water shoots over you. Looks friggin' sick. That'll be a fun roller coaster ride. Anything with the dragons looks epic. Obviously, from the Content Creator Day, they have the one interaction of like you could see like little dragons kind of like rolling around, and then there's one like in a half of a building that winds up shooting smoke at you, and I was watching people get enveloped by the smoke, so it's definitely shooting out a bunch of smoke, which is cool. I think that's a great one. And even from the like cafe kind of interactions as people were walking by, they were like, did you see all the dragons? Like, be careful. Like, they really bought into the world of that. It's very Viking. It's very like, it's very masculine in here. We're here to be Vikings, and we're here to be with dragons and enjoy life and drink and eat. And that's what like the basics of life is. I wish there was dragons, because this would be probably legit how it was. There was the fair, in my mind, it was like a fair type ride. It was the Dragon Racers Rally. It kind of looks like you could rotate your seat kind of style, just simple back and forth in a circle kind of style. Nothing crazy, nothing new as far as that. The meat hall looks sick. It's like epic Viking food is what my note says, but no full menu yet. But it definitely will have alcohol. And it looks like a fun, like when you need just a chill drink and some meat and some just masculine stuff, you're in the Viking era of Isle of Berk. Fun character meet and greets, seeing Hiccup. Oh, no. It was actually Toothless. The Toothless meetup looked amazing. Or was it Hiccup? It was one of the two. But to see how their animatronic work, where it was like you have to put your hand out, let him smell it, and then you could touch him. Like, it was amazing as how the animatronics worked just off the video previews that we saw. I can only imagine it being in person and kind of feeling more real. But based off the movies or the videos that I saw, it was very well done. So Universal's coming out strong with their animatronics and making it feel like, whoa, like this kind of feels real, everyone. Like, honestly, it feels real. So really cool to see. I'm excited to kind of just see how this builds, and see more videos as it comes out. I don't see myself making it over to the East Coast in time to like experience the opening year of that. Maybe in a couple years, I definitely think it'll be on our radar. But honestly, as someone that from the West Coast, when we're going to go to the East Coast in Florida, it's either we're going on a cruise for a week, or two, we're going to Disney World. It was never like, hey, we're going to go to the East Coast and then we're going to go to Universal. Like, that was not on the agenda. It was never, that is our main focus. But now, Epic Universe might be on that agenda now instead of just being Disney World. And I think that's what they were shooting for, honestly. Because I bet Midwest and on, we're going to Disney World. We're not going to we're not going to Universal. But now they're kind of throwing their skin in the game and being like, maybe you should come to Universal Orlando. Come to Epic Universe. The last ride, it was Fire Drill. And I got to see kind of more of an in-depth of that. You're on like a battleship boat and you're shooting targets with water. Kind of cool. Kind of basic. Nothing like out of the norm. You're not like shooting lasers or anything like that. But I think it's a cool like idea and like homage to Vikings, right? You're getting to ride in a boat and you're shooting targets. Like that's way cool. I think that's a fun ride. And then they have a show called The Untrainable Dragon, and basically it's a dragon show. I listened to Tim Tracker talk about how I think it was Hiccup was riding on Toothless or something like that, and they fly over you as you're watching the show. So that's really cool. I think that's a great show piece. I mean, you're in Dragon World, you should have a dragon show, right? I 100% agree that. Hold on one second. Sorry, we're talking so much, I'm getting parched, so I got to keep drinking. But yeah, what a show. No videos of that or anything available at the moment. I think that'll come out soon. It'll come out in about a month. But they didn't really want to show that show, so that's kind of cool. I'm kind of glad that they're like hiding their cards. They don't want to show everything. They want to give the content creators something to like talk about, something to hype up about, but they didn't want to give like their full hand and be like, yeah, this is exactly what it is. So kind of crazy. So done with Isle of Berk and the How to Train Your Dragon area. Now let's talk about Celestial Park. So this is where you actually enter into Epic Universe. Celestial Park, it's the entrance to it all. It looks actually kind of fun. It's definitely, I think I've kind of, we figured out, I was talking to my wife about it too. Epic Universe is going to be more adult. I don't think this is meant for kids. I don't think it's designed for kids. And maybe this is where they get the upper hand as far as like compared to Disney World or Disneyland. I'm just kind of comparing Disney as its trademark compared to Universal. Disney is for families. It's for kids focused. There is some adult stuff. But Universal is like, nah. We're just going for the adults, 18 and over. There's the alcohol. They're going for the older people, right? This is a park designed for the older people. You could especially tell from Dark Universe, it's meant to be for adults. So let's get to Celestial Park. So it's the entrance. It's your main hub to like get to the next parks, right? They have the ride, the Stardust Racers. It looks sick. It's definitely a thrill roller coaster. You are flying through the whole thing like you're a star. The whole part of Celestial Park is like you're in the stars. You're in the moon. You're out in outer space, and you are celestial, right? It's kind of basic, just based off their name, right? But the roller coaster looks amazing. They do have a carousel. It's called the Constellation Carousel, and it's kind of cool to not see a carousel like traditional, where you see the pole on top of like the horse up at the top, and it goes up and down, and you're watching it rotate, and it kind of is like, it's like like you're in a tent, right? Well, you're in a tent in this one, but there's nothing connected to the top. So they made it like a light orb. So I can only imagine how cool that looks like at night with the orbs on your horse or whatever you're riding go up and down. And it's just going to be a bunch of them through the whole thing. And there's nothing really above you. It's very open. So I imagine as they're going up and down and it's at nighttime that it's just some floating orbs and you're riding on like a celestial horse. And so the visuals have to be completely epic, and I bet they are. So that sounds really sick as far as just a regular carousel. That is a little bit different. I bet that's a kid ride for sure, and it'll be fun, and it'll be completely gorgeous. But the biggest thing about Celestial Park was their food. They had, and we'll do this real quick so I can count it, the Atlantic, the Blue Dragon Pan Asian Restaurant, the Oak and Star Tavern, Pizza Moon, Meteor Astropub, Star Sao Bao, Frosty Moon, Comet Dogs, and Celestial Tiki, and the Bar Zenith, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's 8 or 9 restaurants right there. Well, if you take out like, I'd take out like the ice cream one. It's not a restaurant, but I mean, you're still getting food there. So 8 or 9, we'll just say that off the top. Let's just go through them real quick. And this is high level. This isn't like me digging deep into it. Okay, you got the Atlantic, which is seafood and steak. You have the Blue Dragon Pan Asian, which is Pan American Asian food. I bet it's more like a fusion of Asian food. The Oak and Star Tavern, which is barbecue and cold beer, which sign me up. Pizza Moon, you can't ever go wrong with just pizza, so that better be a fireplace. Meteor Astropub, exactly what it sounds like. Probably a pub with some great pub food and all that. The Star Sui Bao food. Oh, bao buns. Oof, sign me up. Frosty Moon ice cream. Comet dogs, which is hot dogs. The Celestial Tiki. Celesta Tiki. I think it's Celesta Tiki, which is a tiki bar. Sounds kind of like Trader Sam's, or what is that? Tiki room? It's like almost very popular in Disney. Maybe we should make our own version of that. Huh? I think we should. And then the Bar Zenith. So lots of bars. Cool. What do you think they're going for if there's lots of bars? Is it adults? I think it might be adults. Oh, let's make it a super cool theme? All right, I think adults like super cool themes too. Yes, we do. Absolutely, Universal, we do. I think that nails it, right? Great restaurants. You got seafood and steak at the Atlantic. You got the Blue Dragon Pan American Asian, fire. You got barbecue and cold beer at the Oak and Star Tavern. You have Pizza Moon. Then you got the Meteor Astropub, Star Sui Bao, Frosty Moon, Comet Dogs, Celesta Tiki, and the Bar Zenith. Okay, you've got me hungry, you've got me fed, and now I want to go to the parks. Holy crap, did they nail that as being a hub? It's almost like they I don't know, maybe were like, hey, Walt Disney was onto something, guys. What if one spot was like the main hub that led to everything else? It's crazy. It's almost like Epcot or something. I see you, Universal. I see you. You're smart. A couple years late, but that's okay. Walt Disney would forgive you, I think. Crazy, though. Nail all my food groups. There's something for everyone in the Celestial world. I think they nailed that. I'm really excited about the Celesta Tiki. What does a Celestial Tiki bar look like? Is it, like Hawaiian, but in the stars? Ooh, what does that look like? Moana might have something to say, but she's not involved with the Universal, so can't say that. Okay, well, let's get out of Celestial Park. Let's move to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Dun, dun, dun. I am Team Slytherin and Team Death Eater, so you can hate me all you want. But this part in France, 1920s, looks absolutely beautiful, right? Beautiful. The cool shops that they have around. The show, I don't know if I saw anybody that actually did the French show that was there, but it looks, the whole world, they just themed it so perfectly. But I think we're all looking forward to is the Battle of the Ministry. First off, that queue. First off, you walk through rocking some flu powder and it goes green and you walk through and you're in the Ministry. What are we? It's almost like we're in a movie or something. What? Oh, and Dolores Umbridge is on trial. What? Holy crap. Did they not nail the theming of that? You're like, holy crap, I am in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That is the ultimate thrill. And, riding the ride here in Universal Hollywood, they kind of went on that same, you're sitting in a seat and it's got an arm and it makes you move and all that. Do I 100% agree with that style? No. Am I going to be kind of sick after? Probably. My wife will be too. Will I take some Dramamine? Absolutely. But still, it's going to be such a different, it's going to be, I hope that it just distracts you from that. Rise of the Resistance, I would never get sick on. But that kind of a style ride where it's like an arm and it moves you around, that definitely would get me sick. But we'll see. You never know. Am I going to ride the Battle of the Ministry? Absolutely. Do I love Harry Potter? Absolutely. So this looks like an exciting thing. But the queue was so themed perfectly. They added even the magic of a robot vacuum, being alive and trying to clean, and Dolores's office having the cats on the wall. They literally had everything, down to a T, as far as theming for Dolores, as far as theming for the Ministry. I swear, just looking at that, you were in the movie, and that is something that I cannot absolutely wait for. To walk through that queue and experience that, because it was so sick. It literally was the coolest thing ever. And I want to experience that 100%. And then the feedback from literally all the content creators about that ride was that they didn't even realize that what was an animatronic and what was a visual, like a show, like on the screen. And that is amazing that Universal's like, we can do that too. You watch us. You don't know what you're actually watching is an animatronic, or you don't know what you're watching is actually a show. How freaking cool is that? That is exciting, and I hope that when the videos come out that it is as epic as that, and that the content creators weren't just fluffing it up like they're good at doing. But that park side alone, there's definitely wand encounters. At the very beginning, they have the Elder Wand at the top of the entrance, and they have Harry Potter's wands, and like Dumbledore, Voldemort. They have Hermione and Harry and Ron's wands on one side, and on the other side, they have the Fantastic Beasts wands. And now that makes me think I need to watch that movie a little bit better, so that way I pay attention to what's going on. But as a Harry Potter fan, heck yeah. But as a, Fantastic Beasts fan, I need to watch those again and get them really into it. But yeah, there is definitely a connection from both of those, and fantastic version of that area. Now, the last piece to the puzzle. We've covered the 4 lands, but let me talk to you about the land that I am most excited for, and that is the Dark Universe. It's epic. It's dark. It's brooding. It's scary. It's an homage to Universal's monsters. Frankenstein, Dracula, all like the OG monsters, werewolves of what made Universal scary stuff in the past, in the old days, popular. And now we have a park dedicated to them. And was that not the coolest thing? Absolutely. It was so cool. There's a windmill on the Burning Blade Tavern. And I can only... Okay, side note. All of this park, all the parks, I want to see at night. They need to stay open until like 1 or 2 a.m. so that people can experience this at nighttime. Because that's all I feel like I want to experience every one of these parks at nighttime, because they're going to be visually lit up and beautiful. And I want to see them at that point. But Dark Universe is on another level, and I hope that it's at later than most of them. But there's a windmill above the Burning Blade Tavern that catches on fire. And in the daytime, it looks sick. It's just a spinning windmill, and it's got flames coming off the windmill blades. And I can only imagine at nighttime, when it's all lit up and on fire, how much cooler that would look like. And I bet it's so sick. The tavern had something that you all know at this point that have listened to my podcast enough, know exactly what I'm going to be saying right here. As soon as I say it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. The Burning Blade Tavern has the Hunter's Garlic Steak, which is a crispy garlic butter pretzel stick with dipping cheese sauce. Oh my gosh. Guys, as if they didn't know me, as if they didn't know what was going after my heart, they went for a breadstick with dipping sauce. Universal, I love you. Right after that, you know what my heart is. It was a garlic bread dipping stick, but it's pretzel. That's okay. I'm not a hater. I'm not a judger, but they went after a garlic breadstick. Like, Universal, thank you. And they called it the Hunter's Garlic Steak. Like, you're a vampire hunter. How cool is that? Like, that is so epic. Oh, it's like straight to my heartstrings. Right there alone, I'm set. That is my favorite land of all the lands, of all the parks. The Hunter's Garlic Steak is straight to my heart. There's Cupid right there with the garlic steak right to Austin's heart. Okay, but back to what the actual park is. You have the Monsters Unchained. And it's called the Frankenstein experiment. But the queue I think we all know that Frankenstein like gets raised to the sky and lightning electrifies him alive, right? And it's alive, it's alive. So in the queue, as you're walking through the Frankenstein castle, there's electricity going through and like lighting it up. So not only are you walking through this cool castle, but it's like electricity is flowing above you and you can hear it and see it. And it's epic. If you haven't seen it, I really suggest you looking up some Epic Universe YouTube videos. I highly suggest paging Mr. Morrow because his was such a detailed walkthrough, and to see how excited he was just really lit my heart up. But it was sick, and it was awesome. And then to see the Frankenstein monster like animatronic, and that the point was to get Dracula, it was believable. The animatronics looked real, and it was like, whoa, this is legit happening right now. So that made it actually like on another level, like, wow, their animatronics are on fire if that alone looks like that. So they didn't show the ride. You don't know what it's like, but it was sick. It was 100% sick. I loved it. Just the queue alone. So I cannot wait to see what that ride looks like. Another ride was Curse of the Werewolf, which was a different directional roller coaster, but still a roller coaster. I'm paging Mr. Morrow said it kind of dropped and went backwards. So that's freaking sick too. Yeah, the Burning Blade Tavern. I'm so excited about the crispy garlic pretzel, butter pretzel roll, steak, breadstick. Oh, it's like they know. But that area is going to be absolutely the sickest at night. And I'm glad that Universal's doing an homage to their monsters. Yeah, they did it like during Halloween nights and stuff like that. But now you get a whole park designated to them 24/7. Oh, I can only imagine what they're going to build off that, right? The more monsters that they'll bring out during the year. And they've got to be competing. So they're definitely competing with Disney, and they're going to be doing cool stuff like that, different appearances. And I think that goes across all the parks. This is just the first. They probably have plans for all the other kind of cool stuff that's going to be happening. So it's just going to build from there, and Epic Universe is just coming out swinging. And it makes me really excited for it. It makes me excited that we have some competition. Competition breeds new ideas, and Disney, although they're crushing it, they need some new ideas, and they're going to build on that. Now, like Japan and all that have gotten some cool stuff. Disney and, Walt Disney World, they have things in the works, but now Universal has just stepped their game up, so they have to crush it now going forward. Disney was good to catch up a year later and be like, hey, these are all of our announcements of things coming out, but now we got to get the ball rolling and be able to compete against Universal. And then Universal was like, oh, by the way, Universal Great Britain? ? Holy crap. Not only are they just going to open up Epic Universe, but now Great Britain is going to get its own park. That's pretty friggin' sick. That just came out this week. So now they're literally expanding more parks than what they are. Believe they're in multiple parks throughout the world, but now they're like, hey, Great Britain, we got you. We got you. UK, here we come, baby. We've got another Universal getting built. This is a game changer. Disney needs competition. When you are the dominant force, it doesn't feel like you have to do anything other than what you know you're good at until someone comes and challenges you and shows you, hey, we can do what you're doing and do it better. And let me show you how. And I 100% encourage competition. Competition builds and makes better people, and competition makes people challenged to the point where they got to try something different. I think that's always something that's needed in this world. You can't have a Michael Jordan without Kobe Bryant. You can't have a Kobe Bryant without LeBron James. You can't have the best of the best without someone challenging you to be better. I think competition is what makes this world great. But we also need to be respectful towards each other and show that love and show that all of us can succeed together as we support. There's plenty of bread out here for us all to eat. Plenty of money to be made for everyone. When you see athletes getting multi-million-dollar contracts and we're making less than $100,000 a year as normal people, you realize that, hey, there's plenty of money out there. There's money for all of us to be made. And I think that supporting one another and raising people up, rather than bringing them down, is the way to go. And that's my little TED Talk right there with Austin. And, with that being said, I think it's time that we close this up. This was a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, because I had a blast talking about this battle. And it's episode 12, The Battle. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm literally just Instagramming it. I have a Facebook and I have an X, but it's just Instagram's where it's at. That's TMO_Mayhem. It's a great place. Come hang out. Join us on All Things Disney Club. I'm making lots of cool friends on there. The Disney community is great. Don't be a fake. Just be you. There's no reason to feel like you're somebody when you're not. We're all trying to just enjoy Disney together, so don't act like you're better than other people. That's just a punch at someone that, that's actually a broad statement, because it seems like a lot of people are that way. And don't be that way. Don't be a jerk. Be a human. Be kind. And that's all I'm going to leave you with, all right? Hey, thanks for tuning in to episode 12. I hope my audio was better. I actually did a lot of changes, added some compressors and limiters, so it should sound a lot better in your car, wherever you're listening. I appreciate you. Have a great time. Have a magical time. We'll see you next time at episode 13. Have a great freaking day from Austin. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.